Detail, detail, detail. That's the only thing that we're seeing at Universal's Epic Universe right now. There is so much detail being put on all these different buildings, all these different attractions, as well as a brand new attraction that has just popped up at Epic Universe opening in 2025. So with all that being said, let's jump into today's Epic Universe construction update. Hey everyone, and welcome back. My name is Scott, and I hope all of you guys are enjoying all these Epic Universe updates. Of course, courtesy to BioReconstruct. If you haven't followed them, make sure to go follow them on Twitter because he's always doing an amazing job with all these photos. Also, while battling through a lot of his own personal stuff, you gotta give BioReconstruct an applause, and I just hope that all goes well for him as far as his health and everything, and we appreciate, and I'm sure everybody in the community appreciates all the work that he puts in to give us these aerial construction shots. But if you do enjoy these updates and you want to see more of these analysis, please subscribe and help us get to 12,000 subscribers. We're closing in very fast on 12,000 subscribers, and I need all of your guys' help to help us reach that goal. And as always, you can check out all of our social media pages down below in the description if you wish to do so. That's right, everybody. I put a huge emphasis on detail because there has been a lot of detail in the recent weeks going on with Universal Orlando's Epic Universe set to open in 2025. Not only with the attractions and offerings on the inside of the park, but also with offerings on the outside of the park. The off-site hotel has been receiving detail. So let's talk about today's updates and everything that's gone on in the past couple weeks since our last update about Epic Universe. So first and foremost, let's talk about the off-site hotel, which looks to be a space theme hotel. Now it has received some form of decal or some form of paint now on this hotel. This hotel building has been up for a while. The windows have been installed. All the holes have been cut out for the windows. It's been up, like I said, for a while. And there's another tower across the way from this, which hasn't received detail quite yet. However, we got kind of like a greenish, bluish, red, like all different types of colors on this building. Now, it is still unknown what exactly this is going to be. Is it going to be like a mosaic portrait of something? Is this going to make a larger picture on this building? Or is this kind of just going to be the design of the entire building? And honestly, either or, whichever one is true, I think it's going to look beautiful. Like the colors on this hotel are going to stand out so nicely. I mean, if you look at all the different Universal hotels, especially with the dockside and surfside hotels, they have those beautiful paint jobs on the side of them that attract you to that hotel. Same with the other hotels of the park that are more modern and fancy. I just really like the Endless Summer ones because they have that design and they have it more themed to the actual name. Like Surfside has a big wave on the side of it, and then the entry point looks like a wave. It's amazing. But yeah, I'm super excited to see what this looks like when it's all said and done, because right now it already looks beautiful, and this is about 10% of the building that's been painted or the decal put up. We still have all the rest of it, and it's going to look absolutely amazing. And like I said, when you're driving past it and you see it on the different attractions in the park, it's going to look absolutely beautiful and draw guests to want to stay at that hotel. But let's keep it going with the detail, because some brand new flat rides have just recently been added to the How to Train Your Dragon Land. This flat ride is an attraction that you can see at different parks across the country. It's more popular in like the European parks, I've noticed, but it's a whole lot of fun. And like I said, it is themed to How to Train Your Dragon. So the two towers have been placed in this land. And on top of that, there have also been dragons added to each base of the attraction. These dragons are already fully detailed. They've just been placed on the top part of it. You have a blue dragon on one side and an orange dragon on the other side, theming to How to Train Your Dragon. This looks absolutely amazing. They have not put the ride vehicles quite yet on it. However, like I said, the towers are there, and the towers have that opening at the bottom ready for the ride vehicles to be installed. I feel like that's when it will get really real. Like that's when we'll feel like, okay, Epic Universe is really close to opening. And this all goes back to my point of, I think it could potentially open early, or at least preview starting early. If they're already installing flat rides like this in August of 2023 and it's still scheduled to open in 2025, I think we could see an earlier opening, like in late 2024, at least for previews. That's just my bold prediction. I'm going to stick to it until we're filming the very last Epic Universe update before it opens. But yeah, seeing those flat rides is very exciting. Seeing them installed, and yes, while we have had the coasters installed and everything for quite some time, this is like the first flat ride that we've seen installed as far as detail goes and everything else. And then of course you have the statues of Berk and the Viking boats, which have since been uncovered. The Viking boats behind the statues of Berk have been receiving more and more detail. We're still waiting for a couple things to be added to the middle part of the one with the green trim on it. Same with the other one with the blue trim. These are beautiful colors, and of course the statues make for beautiful colors too. There's some greenish on the bottom of one of the statues, makes it look like kind of like the old kind of look that they're going for. And yeah, they're still, even through the rain and all the sun and everything, they're still shining bright with their colors. So that makes me excited, as we all know Florida and its weather can tear these theme parks apart with their color. That's why Galaxy's Edge is a lot more saturated in Florida compared to in California. But yeah, I'm excited to see what extra details they add to the two Viking boats behind those statues within the near future or so. But on top of that, we have more coaster construction, as it looks like they are building more rock work around some of the coaster features throughout the land. I'm not too sure. This looks like it's leading into a lift hill almost, so maybe there'll be some show scene right there with all the rocks around it. Maybe there'll be screens installed in there. But yeah, you can see like right after this area where the rock work's going down, there's a lift hill. So I'm curious to see how exactly that's going to play out with the storyline of the How to Train Your Dragon coaster and everything. Yeah, that's exciting to see, because there's tons of it, like tons of rock work going on. It's like they're moving in different phases. They went from the statues in the front, and now they're going to different phases of the coaster. So very soon we'll see it all develop and almost complete, at least, if not complete. Let's move into another roller coaster, in the Dual Racing roller coaster, which that has actually received some new structural work going on. There's this big ring, kind of looks like a planetary system, because we all know that this is rumored to be themed to some space theme, since it's going to be a part of the Epic Universe Hub, and it's looking like all of the Epic Universe Hub will be space themed. So, and obviously Epic Universe in the name, you kind of get that idea. But yeah, there's this random new structure added to it. It kind of sticks out pretty far next to those bank turns, but it looks cool. I mean, I'm really interested to see how the detail plays out with the Dual Racing roller coaster station, because it's all been steelwork right now and there really hasn't been much going into it as far as detail goes. I mean, as all the stations with all the different coasters, I would say the one that's received the most detail is the Monsters coaster, which has received different paint jobs and everything on that coaster for at least the loading station. But yeah, there hasn't been any detail added to the station of the Dual Racing roller coaster quite yet, and that's because they're still adding more and more structures. Like, I didn't expect for them to add another little structure right here, but alas, we have it. So, and then the rest of the Dual Racing roller coaster looks absolutely amazing. I mean, all the greenery and everything, and then it being right next to the How to Train Your Dragon land. Chef's kiss. It looks absolutely beautiful. And I said when the trees first started popping up around this coaster that the trees are going to add so much more to the coaster experience, and just seeing everything and already seeing all these trees, it definitely adds a lot more. I'm excited to start to see more landscaping go in throughout the entire Epic Universe plot. But right now with the Dual Racing roller coaster, it looks beautiful. I mean, just imagine if they like hide some lights in there and everything. That's going to look awesome. But last but not least, let's move into Super Nintendo World, where Mount Beanpole is receiving some new stuff going on. You can see a lot of the holes to where all the different animated figures are going to sit. All the Koopas, all the mushrooms, all the stars. You can kind of get a good idea of what's going to go where if you look at Hollywood and Japan's version. Japan may be a little bit more comparable, since it has the Yoshi Omnimover attraction coming out of Mount Beanpole, whereas compared to Hollywood, they don't really have any attraction or anything coming out of it. But yeah, you can see, if you look closely, all the different holes for where all the animated figures are going to be at. And then right behind it, of course, tons of work going on with the Donkey Kong Mine Coaster. There's been a lot more details on the track added since our last update. If you zoom in really closely, you can see all the track looks like that kind of mine cart track, to where there's actual real track there, and then you're gonna jump onto where there's no track, making you feel like you're jumping different tracks. It's a really complex attraction, seeing the regular coaster track and then the, I guess you could say, fake coaster track, if you will. But the fake coaster track is all the themed one that looks like you're actually on a mine sort of train. Like I said, ties into the theme of the Donkey Kong Mine Coaster. And on one of the lift hills, you can see one of the devices that's going to ensure that the coaster runs smoothly and everything else throughout this attraction. There's just so much detail. It's exciting that you can see some of the inside portion as far as where the coaster is going to go. And then obviously there will be different show scenes in there, different animated figures, Donkey Kong, Diddy Kong, all that fun stuff. And it looks like they're getting ready to paint the outside of this building, as they have painted the main attraction building, the load station that is, with all those brown coloring. It looks like they're extending it even more to where the coaster dives into the inside show area. They're preparing for paint for that area as well. So exciting stuff nonetheless. But that's going to do it for today's Epic Universe construction update. Like I said, if you're not already, please follow BioReconstruct and go give them a like and tell them that Exploring Attractions sent you. And once again, help us get to 12,000 subscribers. It would mean a lot if you guys go down below. And if you're not subscribed and you're watching all these Epic Universe updates, what are you doing? Help us out. Subscribe down below and I will very much appreciate it. But let us know down below in the comment section what you're most excited about Epic Universe. That's going to wrap it up for today's video. My name is Scott and you've been watching Exploring Attractions. Positivity is key. And most importantly, remember to keep exploring. Peace out, everybody.